night wanderers, to the tales of Dame Crow, where shadows breathe and whispers linger, where secrets lie just beyond the glow of the street lamps. Tonight, as autumn's golden light softens the edges of Everfall, we are drawn to a tale of the Catwalker. In a town nestled in the folds of time, they appear when leaves rustle and cats prowl, a figure known by all yet understood by none. Some say they are ancient, as old as Everfall itself, moving through the mist and the falling leaves, each step casting a spell, drawing forth cats who hold stories of their own. Tonight, we follow a young soul, Alara, whose heart is as curious as yours, for she wishes to know the wanderer, to unravel their mysteries, to walk alongside them, and perhaps, one day, to be chosen. So gather close and let us begin, for in Everfall, each tale is only the beginning, and the story continues with you. In the town of Everfall, nestled in the folds of time, there lived a wanderer known only as the Catwalker. Nobody knew the wanderer's true name, and some claimed they had lived in Everfall for centuries. They appeared whenever the town's streets were bathed in the golden light of autumn, their presence marked by a parade of cats that followed in their wake. The townsfolk whispered about the wanderer's origins. Some believed they were a druid, a protector of nature, who had tamed the wild cats of the forests. Others insisted they were a spirit of the streets themselves, a guardian who watched over Everfall and its people, but all agreed on one thing: the cats, with their piercing eyes and knowing glances, were more than just pets. They were keepers of secrets. Each cat had a story. The black one with a streak of white was the soul of a poet who had once wandered the same streets, scribbling verses on the wind. The ginger cat with a patch over one eye was a sailor who had lost his way, finding refuge in Everfall's port centuries ago. And the silver tabby? It was said she had been the queen of an ancient realm, a ruler who chose freedom and simplicity over the burden of a crown. The wanderer, dressed in a coat that rippled like leaves in the wind, walked with purpose. Though they spoke little, those who encountered them felt a sense of comfort, as if the mere sight of the wanderer brought a blessing. The cats, always vigilant, watched over the town's children, guided lost travellers to shelter, and protected the marketplace from thieves. And when darkness fell, they vanished into the night, their eyes glowing like lanterns. One day, a child named Alara, who had always been fascinated by the wanderer, decided to follow them. She hid behind flower carts and around corners, watching as the cats trotted gracefully at the wanderer's feet. Alara was careful, but eventually the wanderer paused and turned. The cats all stopped in unison, their eyes locking onto Alara's hiding spot. "Why do you follow, little one?" the wanderer asked, their voice like the rustle of leaves in a gentle breeze. Alara hesitated, but then stepped forward. "I want to know who you are. Why do the cats follow you? And why do you walk alone?" The wanderer knelt, meeting Alara's gaze. "I am the keeper of their stories, and they are the keepers of mine. We walk together because our paths are intertwined by the threads of time and magic. But alone I am not, for as long as the cats walk with me, I carry their lives and memories." "But can anyone walk with the cats?" Alara asked. The wanderer smiled, a soft, knowing smile. "Only those with a pure heart, those who wish to protect and listen, can walk with the cats. One day, when the time is right, perhaps you will join us." Alara's eyes lit up with wonder. "What must I do?" "Live kindly, protect those who cannot protect themselves, and honor the stories of others. If you do this, the cats will come to you when you are ready." Years passed, and Alara grew into a wise and gentle soul, her kindness spreading throughout Everfall. And one autumn, as she strolled through the golden streets, she found herself surrounded by cats. They purred and meowed, nudging her feet as she walked. And there, standing amidst them, was the wanderer, who nodded with approval. "Welcome, Alara," they said. "You are ready." From that day on, Everfall had 2 wanderers, both keepers of stories, followed by the ever-growing family of cats that guarded the town's secrets. and the streets, always alive with mystery, felt a little warmer, a little brighter, knowing that the catwalkers would always watch over them. The Autumn Queen. Long before Everfall became a city of stories and secrets, it was a realm ruled by the Autumn Queen. Her name was Meliora, a being born of the forest's magic, the whispers of the leaves, and the wisdom of the owls. In the world beyond time, she watched over the changing seasons, ensuring that balance was kept, and that the beauty of autumn painted the land with gold and crimson. Meliora was more than a queen. She was the spirit of autumn itself. Her presence brought the harvest, the crisp scent of fallen leaves, and the song of the wind through the trees. The owls, her loyal companions, acted as her messengers, carrying her whispers to the corners of the forest and beyond. They were the keepers of knowledge, sharing with her the tales of those who wandered her woods. But Meliora's heart was troubled. For centuries, the balance she maintained was threatened by a force she called the shadowed silence. It crept through the realms, extinguishing the colors of the seasons, turning vibrant landscapes into ashen wastelands. As the queen of the autumn lands, she knew she had to act. In the heart of Everfall's forest, Meliora gathered her power. Her dress, a tapestry of leaves woven from the magic of the land, shimmered with each breath of wind. She called upon the owls, her most trusted allies, and together they formed a circle around the ancient oak where the spirit of the forest resided. The owls carried with them not only wisdom, but the light of the stars, and Meliora whispered incantations, her voice mingling with the rustling leaves. The forest responded, the trees swaying, their leaves bursting into flames of gold and copper, creating a shield against the encroaching darkness. As the owls soared above her, they spread the light, pushing back the shadowed silence. But Meliora knew that to protect her realm, she would have to sacrifice part of her essence. She offered her crown, the symbol of her power, to the ancient oak, binding her spirit to the heart of the forest. Her golden hair transformed into threads of light, merging with the roots of the trees, and her dress of autumn leaves settled into the soil, becoming one with the earth. In that moment, the owls cried out, a song of both sorrow and celebration, for they knew their queen's sacrifice was necessary. As Meliora's spirit faded from sight, the forest awakened, its colors blazing brighter than ever. The shadowed silence was banished, at least for a time, and the owls carried Meliora's essence within them, ensuring her presence would always linger in the land she had protected. And so, Meliora became the legend of Everfall's forest. The townsfolk spoke of the Autumn Queen, who could be seen when the leaves fell, her spirit dancing in the wind, watching over those who roamed her woods. They believed that her owls, now spirits of both day and night, could guide lost souls to safety or carry messages to those in need. One day, when the balance of the seasons is threatened once more, it is said that Meliora will return, reborn from the roots of the ancient oak. Until then, her legacy lives on, her story carried by the owls and the rustling leaves of Everfall.